Hello, hello. It's my first live stream. I think I got everything set up right. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Everything's bouncing. All right. I got some files importing into my Premiere Pro right now, so I'll just chat here for a second until that gets ported in. I want to show you guys. I just released my Way of Mandalore Book 3 final update. I got all those Quarren voice lines in, the alien language. I cannot, as much as I love some of the set design of The Mandalorian, and they have done alien species integration better than any other Disney Plus show, which I think has just been horrible for alien representation. Mandalorian did it great with the costumes and incorporating different species, a lot of the original trilogy species too, which is cool. However, big however, the voices of those aliens, what happened? Why? Like, we were doing it better in 2002. The old video games, like, crushed those alien language designs. Reuse the assets. Don't they own the licenses to that? Like, there's like 10 minutes of Quarren voice line dialogue. Even Star Wars: The Old Republic, not even as old as the originals, but that has a lot of alien voice lines. I don't understand, like, Mandalorian season, what is it? It's the Book of Boba Fett. It's the Mandalorian episodes in the Book of Boba Fett when he's talking to the Klatooinian scumbags. You can see the dude's human mouth talking inside his, like, dog face costume, and oh man, it's quite terrible. And then they sound like they're talking like this, and the Quarrens do that too. Like, there's just a little human mouth inside of the Quarren squid like tentacle face. All right, I'm gonna throw this up here. It's still importing these files, but get something more entertaining than my logo on here. I'll maybe go through some other stuff while that imports the file. Book 4 changes. I'm only about 16 minutes into this film for editing. What I did, first of all, I thought upon review, I thought the bell ringing, this part, so in my film, I open, like, straight into the action here. Let me unmute this for you. I thought the bell ringing was, like, really flat in the show, so I wanted a deeper sound. I haven't fully finished the audio effects on all these rings, but I'll give you a preview of that. Yeah, so I think that sounds a lot better than what it used to be. It used to just sound like a little metal clang that didn't have that depth and that reverb in it. So happy with that. Yeah, if this has been in my book 4 since the last version, but this whole new scene and soundtrack here, man, I love that. Just the way I synced up the music. So I was super happy with that. Like, I didn't have anything I wanted to change through this far into the film. Now I got here, part of my files are on another drive that I could not find. So unfortunately, I can't have you actually hear the files. But watch this. Watch how good I am at my Ahsoka voice impression.
Alone.
He was the Jedi Master Yoda is the other one of these that I knew. Okay, yeah, that's my voice impression. Basically, I hate how Ahsoka says here, this is like let me get the original voice line. I can just move those over, pull that back out. Here we go.
I've only known one other being like this. A wise Jedi Master named Yoda.
I mean, come on. What is up with the Yaddle hate? What do you mean? I get it. Like, Ahsoka was young when Yaddle was in the Order, and depending on if you're going by, I guess Disney is going by their Legends timeline where nothing matters, or sorry, their canon where nothing matters anymore, but their explanation is worse, because, like, Yaddle's around longer. What did she, no, she died, what? She dies in the Dooku episode, right? Okay, so she dies around the same time as Legends. It was before the Clone Wars, so, like, Ahsoka's still a youngling at this point. She's, probably 12 or 13, but you're telling me she doesn't know Yaddle exists? Like they don't cover the current Jedi Council and youngling class? Come on. Yeah, the Yaddle hate was getting to me, so I removed some of those lines, and I replaced them with Ahsoka. I replaced it with her saying, like, I've only known a few Jedi like him. And I put an of in there, so it says, I've only known of a few others like him. Talking about Grogu's species, which I love in Star Wars, that they've never given too much information on. I think that's just like a secret that we should keep forever for just no reason other than we've been keeping it for almost 50 years. 47 at this point, so yeah, Ahsoka's gonna say, yeah, I've known of a few others like him, and she's gonna start rattling off some names. She's Yoda, Yaddle, and I did some throwbacks, because in my mind, like, younglings are gonna study, like, past prominent Grand Masters of the Order, at least, if not full councils, around, like, the key wars. Like, to me, it's like, we know the generals of World War II and stuff. You're telling me you're not going to have any information about the Jedi of past? Again, I get it. Disney doesn't give a crap about Legends. I do. I love Legends. EU is why I love Star Wars in the first place. So she's going to reference Yoda, Yaddle, Master Vandar, and Master Oteg. These are the other two Yoda species characters from the Old Republic time. So I think, but at this point in Ahsoka's life, like, after all of her Jedi experience, like, she's gonna have, I think it's pretty plausible that she would have heard those names before, and that either way, her saying she only knows of Yoda, I think is just a oversight. Like, the director on set forgot about Yaddle, and AC Bagel does not tolerate Yaddle hate. For all we know, Grogu is a spawn of Yaddle. And I genuinely... Oh, yeah, I changed one of her deliveries there just a little bit. Just to sound a little closer. So, that's as far as I've gotten on here. In the Book 4 re-edit. Now, I got my Quarrens in here. Where are my Quarren boys? Chuck you at the end. Ooh, what's wrong? Just go frame size. Alright. Let me find my... I'll highlight a few of the changes I made through this whole movie, actually. Kept a lot of this the same. Just some really minor touch-ups. Actually, I wanted to show you. There's so many moments in The Mandalorian. I'm going to do a full... Guys, you'll understand how much I've watched this show. I have analyzed, like... I started this project in 2020. Or late 2020. I started editing this project after watching a Movies Remastered video where he, like, preserves the face reveal for Din in Season 1. And he did, like, an edit cover-up so that kind of got the sense that IG was seeing Din's face, but the audience didn't get to see it, which I thought is phenomenal. So I integrated just like a minor version of, really minor version of these edits back in 2021, and my wife had never seen Star Wars before, like any of them. So we got married in 2017, and for the next 3 years we watched like all the movies and every show. I made her watch every episode of the Clone Wars, and she actually fell in love with it. She, she's not like a sci-fi buff. She's kind of into Harry Potter a lot more. But she wanted to give it a try because how much I preached Star Wars during our dating time. So we watch all of the Clone Wars, and here, this is controversial. Maybe some of you will unsubscribe when you hear this. But I made her watch it chronologically. So we started episode 1, just went chronological through the whole thing. And she is someone, guys, she didn't know Anakin was Darth Vader. Like, she didn't know Senator Palpatine was Sidious. She knew nothing about Star Wars. She's from a really small town in the middle of nowhere, farming community. She'd never seen Star Wars, and she didn't even know the plot points. Like, I asked her to name characters before we started, and she named like 4. She got Luke, R2, C-3PO, and Jabba the Hutt. Those were the only characters she knew in Star Wars. I guess she would have known Darth Vader and Yoda too, but like she was like blanking after those 4. Okay, so she genuinely knew nothing, and she actually had a really good time with the Clone Wars and says she likes it. Episode 3 was her favorite movie. Then episode 1, then the Clone Wars, then 2, then 4, 5, 6, and didn't like the sequels. She did enjoy The Mandalorian. Anyways, that was a long tangent to go on. But leading up in this chronological watch, I did remove Din's face reveal, so the first time she saw Din's face was at the end of season 2, because I also edited out the scenes where Din takes off his mask in like the Imperial base. That's been in the Way of Mandalore for a while. I've improved the design and flow of that scene a lot to keep as much as possible, because I think that's one of the best written dialogue scenes in The Mandalorian. But yeah, so she saw Din's face for the very first time, and she didn't know who the actor was, which is funny because we also were just coming off watching Game of Thrones for the first time, and Pedro Pascal's in that as well. So yeah, she's like, "What? It's him?" I can't even remember his character's name in Game of Thrones. He's the desert guy who gets his eyeballs smushed out. Man, I'm getting distracted. I wanted to talk about the glitches in this. I know like every single production glitch in this entire show. Like, I'm not kidding. And anytime there's an action scene, guys, I watch it like this. I edit like this. Every single combat scene, because I pay attention so much to combat, and when there's things that are like really unrealistic, or there's like double takes, the most common thing I see in The Mandalorian is somebody will like draw their blaster and pull it like 80% of the way through the draw. Then it'll switch to another camera angle, and it's back down to like 30% of the draw. That's because they use 2 different takes to do that, but it's just a few frames. Somebody had to notice that and delete like 2, 3, 4 frames. And then your blaster draw looks fast, because then when you're repeating frames like that, it looks a little jerky, and it slows down the pace. Like it makes them look incompetent when your Cobb Vanth does it so bad in the Mandalorian episodes where he's introduced. I'll probably show that too. But anyway, there's so many glitches like that. I'm going to make a whole Mandalorian production glitch compilation. I have so many bookmarked. Gina Carano's got this really weird one. It wasn't even her fault, but they like put a scream voice effect on her when her mouth doesn't move. It's so awkward. Like, when I was editing it, this is in the Navarro Imperial base raid in season 2. When I was editing it and I caught it, I was like, oh shoot, I must have messed this up. Like, what source footage am I using? And then I backtracked and I'm like, no, this is like the pure ripped source footage. And then yeah, I go into Disney Plus and it's right there. Like, it's so bad. She's like, ah, and her mouth was just like closed the entire time. Yeah, I'll put a compilation of that. And then I also plan to do The Mandalorian season 3 has so many production errors, and there are some major ones, like intensely major. that I think give big hints at the actual plan for season 3. As much as it breaks my heart to see what happened to season 3, I didn't think it was very good. I didn't think it had a chance to be good, honestly, after they reunited Grogu and Din so quickly in another show. And don't get me started on that, but I have found so many things in production, like the R5, is that R5D4, the red and white droid from A New Hope, who's in The Mandalorian again. That thing is on Navarro before Din picks it up. It's following behind him, and it's like only half composited into the scene. And then there's instances where like Grogu's carrier isn't casting a shadow on the ground. Grogu's carrier's like he's right by Din's hip, but he's like obviously composited in or green screened in later on. He's not on set. They put him in later into these scenes because watch Navarro, like he barely gets recognized by anyone. He just like floats in the back and does nothing, and his movements are like jerkier, and his floating, like they put him in later. They didn't like VFX it and have that all set up on set. There's times where Grogu just disappears. I mean, he's like right by Din's right hip, maybe a foot or two behind. Again, I'll make a whole video of this sometime, but he's like right there, and then the next camera angle, he's just gone. Oh yeah, Shoya Oberyn, you're right. Yeah, what's his last name? I love that show too. Until the last season, somebody commented on one of my videos about the great soundtrack in The Mandalorian. My composer goats are John Williams #1. Number 2 is, how did you pronounce that name? Sorry, I gotta look it up. Raymond Djawadi. I'm so sorry for butchering your name, man. Iranian. Raymond Djawadi. And then Ludwig Göransson from The Mandalorian. Those I honestly think those are the best composers I've ever heard. Anyways, let's move on. I talked about that glitch video enough. I went here to show the glitch here that I was trying to show that got me on this huge tangent was Din. This happens a lot in The Mandalorian. It's right here. These blaster shots you hear. Wait, I might have this muted. I do. These blaster shots you hear. Sometime go back and compare what I just showed you to the Disney Plus show, because Disney Plus, it's all wrong. Like, the blasters aren't timed up. They don't make the sound when he shoots. They're wrong. This happens so much in The Mandalorian. You guys don't understand how many hundreds of blaster bolt sounds I've had to put in here because they don't include them. I get it. They way overwork the sound effects teams and the VFX teams for sure, and stuff slips through. Book of Boba Fett by far the worst at this. It's so bad at syncing up the blaster shots, even the VFX. Like, a guy will get hit in the right shoulder. Like the actor will act like he got hit in the right shoulder, but then the blaster bolt like sparks and hits his left shoulder. And then I hate when they don't include the scorch marks on their clothes. I get it. They run out of time. They don't have enough time to track that digitally, but it's really noticeable to me, at least. 95% of people aren't going to notice that, but this is the stuff to me that like separates good shows from great shows, which I would call The Mandalorian a good show. I think there's I have a very strict grading scale. Great shows I would call Breaking Bad. I want to say Game of Thrones until it wasn't. I have to include it though, just because it genuinely was phenomenal for 5-6 seasons. Better Call Saul, I'd actually throw up there too. The Wire is phenomenal. Chernobyl, I would honestly put that in my top 5 as well. So what separates the good shows from the great shows? It's those little things. It's those small story beats, not missing those details because you're not rushing your VFX teams. You're not getting crushed by Disney corpos to meet nonsense deadlines for investor reports. Yeah, it's disappointing. So tons of stuff I had to fix in this, and I mentioned this in my last YouTube video, but this is not my project file of where I edited the movies. I'm just doing this for simplicity because it runs so much smoother in playback for me. Doing it like this, and my other project file with the actual film has 15 tracks or whatever, and there's thousands and thousands of little cuts. So anyway, Corrin voices, man, my first stream ever, I'm noticing how much of a tangent I can go on. Alright, while I'm here, I'll just show it to you. It's in this flashback scene. This scene, guys, watch this on Disney Plus. I fixed it. It's already fixed here, so you're not gonna turn the audio back on. You're not gonna get to see the glitch because I fixed it. But I'll tell you what happens. He goes in here. Look at this. Okay, these guys are drunk. Okay, they should be sloppy and slow. Look at that. There's spotchka on the table. That's actually a reused prop directly from Sorgan. Maybe they exported it to Sorgan. Does anyone know where Sorgan is in relation to Tatooine? It's pretty close, isn't it? Now that I think about it, because see, I confuse the plot lines of my own edits with what actually happened in the show. I know in my edits I made the planets close together. Because Din leaves Sorgan. I think this happens in the other one, in the real one too. And then he's trying. I don't even remember where he's trying to go, but he gets ambushed by a bounty hunter. And then Tatooine is close by. So, anyways, these guys are drunk. I mean, look. First of all, what an atrocity! What? Look at his fingers. Look where he's grabbing this gun. I wanted to fix this. This looks like a repurposed M16. Anyways, look how he's grabbing that. Your finger is nowhere near the trigger. How are you going to shoot? But he's drunk. Cool. I actually, considering he's drunk, now what I've cut is that he does this. Okay, he flips it upside down. But Cobb's draw is so slow here. And again, I fixed it already. I can't show you the original, unfortunately. But I had to cut out 10 frames. So they repeated this guy's draw. It reverts back down. And then Cobb gets his blaster stuck, and it takes so long for him to draw. So not only did I cut out a few, in my mind, Cobb's coming here to kill these guys. His hand's on the trigger. As soon as this happens, Cobb's hand is going towards his blaster. So when I cut and show it, look, it's already drawn because that's the type of boom, 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 fast action that separates the good from the great. Things are happening off screen in real time so that you don't get these repeated frames. Again, just compare this flashback to what I'm showing you now, and you'll be astonished at how slow it looks. And then this is so slow in the show too. I 300%ed his draw speed to get it to do this and fire. That looks realistic. He pulls it out, he just steadies it, boom. So I had to manually cut out what frames I wanted where he's it's all so slow. Then he shoots, boom. All that looks good. Sorry, there's just little glitches I still notice. But then shoots him again. It's, again, where's the scorch marks? Where's my scorch marks? Shoots there. I sped all of this up so much. And I'm fine with these guys having terrible aim. They suck. So one does this. Again, I changed this in my edit. this guy takes so long to shoot Cobb. And it's like, that's fine. He's drunk. But look at this. Okay, Cobb shoots the guy on the left. Boom. He misses. He's pointing. Like, he's ready to pull the trigger, like, right now, pretty much. Yeah. It's right there in the reaction time. And I had to cut a lot, but he stares at him for so long. So I sped all this up, so it's like this guy snags off a lucky shot, like right, but I guess not so lucky. You hit him in the Beskar instead of that armpit, which would have killed him. Boom. And it's so I just fixed House. Watch the original. It's so slow. Yes, Oberyn. Sorry, my OBS is not set up well with the chat. I'm gonna pull that up. I want to talk to Shoya some more. This dude is, guys. If you're watching this later and you don't know Shoya Haruni, dude is like a Mandalorian scholar. Oh yeah, Oberyn Martell. Oh, yeah, I see that Mando does some double shots. The flash. Yep, exactly. You see it. It's a mismatch of flashing and sound. So I genuinely go frame by frame through every combat sequence, and I fix that stuff because it drives me nuts. And I notice it like when I watch it on Disney Plus, like originally. I'm noticing these things, and I'm like, man, I need to fix so much stuff. I got this. I would watch, before I started The Way of Mandalore, I watched with a giant notebook, and I just wrote down everything I noticed on first watch, and then going frame by frame later. See so much more. Sorgan is 1 or 2 sectors away. Awesome. Yeah, I thought so. That makes sense. It's weird in the Disney Plus show. He didn't like travel so much in between episodes because it like the Tatooine episodes opens really abruptly with him getting ambushed, where the last one was just like them, I think, leaving on the ground away from Sorgan. So I reused footage from later in the season of the Razor Crest leaving Sorgan, and then I just like used some generic space shots throughout it, and I rebuilt this whole scene like Din's about to jump to Navarro in my plot structure because he gets the message from Grief to come back, and like a split second before he goes into hyperspace is when that bounty hunter ambushes him, and then he just like wiggles off to crash on Tatooine. When Cad Bane shoots the deputy in Vanth, when he holsters his blasters, he misses twice. That's funny. I don't remember that one off the top of my head. I'll have to double check that. I'm sure I probably noticed it when I was editing originally. But yeah, there's funny stuff like that. Okay, anyways. I've been teasing you for like 30 minutes with these Corrin voice lines. I know that's what everybody's here for. I'll show this off because I'm sorry. We'll get to the Corrin voice lines eventually. I promise. This scene, I uploaded it to my YouTube video, but son of a gun, where is that? I might have imported the wrong video into this project. Dang it. Some of my changes are in here. I'm gonna check this real quick. I'm just checking in my Google Drive to see if the version I uploaded has that. I do want to show because I think it sounds really cool. I'll download this. Alright, I'll show you something else while I put... That's odd. Yeah, this is... Might be missing some stuff. This might not have the Corrin voices if I'm using, like, the previous version. Oh, my. What a disaster. Yeah, this is, this is my old version. That's funny. It's only got, like, some of the changes. This will be downloaded in a a couple minutes, and I'll show the Quarren voices. Sorry, it's 2 minutes away. I'm gonna tease this indefinitely. Guess I'll just throw this back on for here. We'll talk about how bad these Quarren voices are until I get the good ones up. Oh, come on. This is like a Louisiana white man hillbilly sounding thing. I don't hate like the characterization of that. I just hate it coming from a Quarren. How is his tongue making those noises? Like in Knights of the Old Republic, when what's his name? Saquesh, I believe it's called. When Saquesh is speaking, it sounds like an alien. It's like sound is off. You know, I'm getting the hang of it, Shoya. Thank you.
I don't think you understand.
It sounds like a Woody Harrelson delivery or playing a character. What's the True Detective season 1? It like reminds me of those guys too. Is that like Louisiana?
I don't think you understand.
That's funny. Yeah, and in KOTOR 2, they do it so much better. They've got the Saquesh voice lines. And it's 1 minute away from downloading, and then I'll throw it in here and show you guys what I changed it to. Pumpkin Quarrens. It's so bad, man. And the Clatoonian is so bad. Oh, I forgot the worst one of all. It's the Nikto. Not Nikto. Is he a Nikto? It's the pirate from Mandalorian Season 3, and then he's in Skeleton Crew. Is that a Nikto? I thought there's like a branch-off species. It's not a... Is he? Oh, yeah, he's just like a different variant, I guess. Okay, they've got mountain Niktos, green Niktos, and red Niktos, it looks like, and they can have different face designs. Okay, so this guy I'm thinking of is the Nikto guy from Skeleton Crew. When he is... I think it's the Book of Boba Fett, actually. It's when they're doing... No. It's the beginning of Mandalorian Season 1. Gosh, Season 3. Yeah, it's that dogfight they have in space, where Din's in his N1 starfighter, and it's like a dogfight with like 6 of the pirates. He's talking, and you just like so clearly see his human mouth moving inside there, and it's like it echoes inside their mask. I don't think the mask looks cool in general. I think, other than being able to see the mouths, you could see them inside the Clatoonian mouths and inside the Nikto mouths. But then it's like that echoey, stuffy voice, like you can tell it's behind a rubber mask. That's where it throws me off. All right, my file's ready. I can show you Quarren voice lines as I promised. Here's a real one, and it's gonna have to import this whole thing again. I'm sorry. So there's still gonna be another 30 seconds. Basically, I just extracted the KOTOR 2 voice lines of the Quarren alien species, which I've also done. I've got files of the Old Republic. Every single alien voice line in the Old Republic MMO is extracted on my computer, so guys, it's gonna be aliens galore in all of my upcoming edits. I'm done with these human voices. I'm done with Bumpkin Quarrens from Nolans. Where is it? It's worse when they're like sitting in the cantina together at first, and you just like... I remember when I watched that. Yeah, I'm expecting like a cool alien voice to come out of this thing. I like that.
Have you seen them?
I can bring you to them.
How is human... They did it in the Mandalorian Season 3 again with the Quarrens. It's like with the female one in that like godforsaken pirate ambush scene. axe woves and all, where he's like tongue swapping with a Mon Calamari. Yeah, Darth Goob, what's up, my man? Bring back aliens to Star Wars. Alien honor. So we gotta stop disrespecting Yaddle in this show, and we gotta bring back alien honor. Alright, let's get rid of this old version. Boom, new and improved. Alrighty. Here we go. Now I can show you. Make sure my audio's on. It is. We're rolling. I agree, man. Andor, like, here's what I've never like commented on Andor publicly, but I think it's phenomenally directed. It's missing a little bit of the Star Wars feeling for sure, and part of that is because of the lack of aliens, no doubt. It's what a missed opportunity is when they're on that like grassy mountainous planet. I think that's where they're doing the credit heist, and he's like with those rebel crew. Like, how do you not at least have one alien in there? You got like 7 human rebels, like, and some of them don't even have many voice lines. Like, they're kind of just there. So, what the heck are you doing? Why aren't you putting an alien in there? At least like even a Twi'lek. How hard is that? Anyways, Andor's phenomenal. Otherwise, I love the depiction of the Empire. I would have preferred Kyle Katarn over Andor. I think Cassian Andor is like probably like I think the actor does a great job. Diego Luna does a fine job with the character. It's just he's not Kyle, man. When you grow up with Kyle Katarn, like who on earth is gonna tell me and Cassian Andor is a better character than Kyle Katarn? Sorry. And they like perform the same role, so EU over canon for a lot of things. Anyways, corns. I've been teasing these corns for like 45 minutes now. This is a new scene here. So I put this back in just to get a little of the egg eating humor. I actually like that. I know some people like freaked out over it. I think that's like the good humor, especially because in my edits, I cut out a lot of the schlocky humor, like the mechanic Pelly lady, her nonsense. I trim her down a bit so she's not like moaning and making noises and talking about banging a Jawa. So when there's like actual like humor that can work, heck yeah, I'm leaving that in. So I have another scene earlier of the slave one following Din. These are new scenes into this edit I just released yesterday. So this constant pursuit of, since I have this ambush, I can show you guys now. I can show you the Fennec scene. Right, one of my biggest changes in this movie is that I have Boba Fett who ambushes Din for the armor. So I added this Fennec scene too, because I thought it felt like it was missing something, that Fennec wasn't there, because at the end of the last movie, like, they partner up. So like, why would he be doing this armor alone? And then so this is new for my book 3, which is in your Google Drive now. It's still uploading the streaming version, but you can download it. So here's my new Fennec scene.
We should wait.
Perhaps we'll learn what's really going on.
There, so I have it so like Fennec's been like on call from Boba, watching the entire thing from up in the rocks too before he was, because they're partners. So I thought somebody in my original trilogy forum chat recommended that like probably a year ago, and I finally got it done. Disney seems afraid of alien characters speaking alien languages, which is unfortunate. It is so unfortunate. They seem to have to create their own audio identity for Star Wars, which is my opinion is worse. I was just talking about this with my cousin, actually. I work with him. He's our videographer at the video production company I work for. I do a lot of the sound on set, guys. So I'm like the sound dude on recording, and then I don't edit as much professionally anymore. I gotten chucked into a marketing role. Money's better though, so I'm not complaining, and I keep up my editing skills in here. But yeah, I was talking to my cousin about, what makes something feel like Star Wars, what's been missing from a lot of the recent stuff, and I just said the other day, like, especially the sequel trilogy and even some of the new shows, like, they're missing those iconic Star Wars sounds that are like, oh, I love that. Like the seismic charge, Darth Vader's helmet sealing, the tractor beam, even like iconic sounds like the X-Wing or the TIE Fighter type of thing. Like, what original, completely original sound effects that are like so iconic in 20 years that sound is still going to be ringing around your brain. Like, I was trying to think through the entire sequel trilogy. Can I find one single iconic sound? One of you guys send in the chat what you think it is. The one I came up with, the most iconic sound that sticks out to me is like Kylo Ren's Force stasis ability. It's like, that's like the only sound effect that I can think of. Like where's my Naboo Gungan shield? Like the AAT, the tank. Like, it sounds so good. I know there's like no new ships in the sequel trilogy either, which they added like the First Order Dreadnought and the Snoke Supremacy, but they didn't do anything iconic. I don't know. Big missed opportunities left and right, as we all know. Kylo Ren's lightsaber, yeah, that could be up there, but only like that first ignition in the forest of Ilum, Starkiller Base. It doesn't. I mean, he does it with such dramatic flair there. The other ones that I don't think are as iconic as that first one, the trailer one. I mean, they made that sound for the trailer. But yeah, Goob is right. Like, yeah, where's the wildlife noises? Yeah, I mean, where's the wildlife in general? Pork, Goob. Man, think of even like the Naboo swamp creatures. I mean, I can recall those things. And a part of it's like the video games back it up. I remember Battlefront 1 riding around Naboo plains on those. Man, the name of that creature is eluding me. What's like the two-legged Gungan creature that they like put the eye caps on? Ooh, somebody type it. Somebody type it, and I'll throw you a little party in here if you get that right. Yeah, we're missing wildlife. We're missing iconic sounds. It's like they're afraid. They're hesitant to step out there, which is unfortunately like a lot of Hollywood is just like play it super safe, generic, hire not the specialist, just somebody who can throw out the slop again. Kadu, you're right. Yeah, I'm gonna throw you a little party in the chat. Yeah, that Kadu. Yeah, those things. Like, I remember their sound so clearly, like them running through the swamp as I think they're the MTT tanks, like the transports blow down their trees and honk, honk. I mean, it sounds like a goose type of thing. So many icon, like the Nexu, the Acklay. Come on, where's my wildlife sounds? You're totally right, Goop. I thought Pelly's personality was a good counter to Din's. Yeah, right. Like, I keep some of her quirkiness. I'm glad she's like that. But they go way over the top with, like, especially as it gets into like season 3 type stuff, and a lot of shows do that. The farther you go, the more you feel like you got to get wacky with stuff. It happened pretty bad in Cobra Kai too. Some of the recent seasons just got so goofy. DM me the folder on Discord, the one I have shared with me. Says it hasn't been modified since last year. Yeah, I'll definitely get that to you as soon as I wrap up the stream. I still haven't shown the Quarren voices. This is like the worst tease ever. I'm so sorry. Okay, it's only been 45 minutes. I thought it's been longer than that. I'm gonna do it. I know that's why everybody's here. No, okay, yeah, no. Episode 1 is the same. I updated episode 1 like a year ago, man. I finalized that one so long ago. And then, man, I had probably the worst year of my life, like mid 2024 through just a month ago. Sorry, laughing while I'm moping core. Oh my gosh, you're cracking me up. So yeah, I really had to. It's hard to edit like when stuff is. It's hard to relax when stuff is going wrong in life, and yeah, I got to work through mental health stuff, and much better place now, and family's doing better, and also back in editing full swing, and I'm like trying to develop the YouTube channel. I guess I've never done that. Like I've edited for the last 5 years just on my own, pretty much original trilogy forms only. I was just like, yeah, I want to see if it's fun for me to make YouTube videos, and I started doing them the last couple weeks, and I'm like, I think I enjoy this. I'll do it. I'll do it as long as we're all having fun together. Catch up on the last chats here. Sequel trilogy ships are sad, just rehashes. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, don't get me started. The E.C. Henry YouTube channel, like, how is Disney not paying that dude an absolute fortune to come just draw ship designs for them? Like, what the heck are they doing? My gosh. It kind of loses the documentary feel that George put into the movies, too focused on the plot, but Star Wars filmography likes to get distracted. What's around the world? Yeah. I love that documentary feel from George, and the planets are so iconic. But the Disney movies were missing most of the people around George that made Star Wars so special. Maybe this is a controversial take too, but I think that when you listen to the stories about like George Lucas on set, he's got that, Reddit alpha male personality. Listen to Nick Gillard talk about him sometimes. It's really funny. He's got his asshole moments here and there, but I'm gonna be the one to say you need somebody with a strong vision like that, who's like, okay, maybe 1 out of 10 times I'm gonna get it wrong, but I have such a big vision for this stuff that, like, trust me, I'm doing it my way. I know George had a lot of help from really, really talented people, but Disney is missing those talented people, and they're missing like their leadership figure. E.C. Henry and Fractal Sponge. I don't know Fractal Sponge. I'm gonna look that up. Not right now, because I'm core edging. We're going to it right now. I'm done with it. I'm done edging, you guys. It's time to blow the load. Let's go. Corins. Here's another example of a good humor moment too, that like I love to leave in this kind of stuff. This is great humor with the whole thing. This is nice, classic, old school Star Wars humor. Not the your mom jokes, Poe Dameron. Oh, here we go. Ooh, all right. I'm gonna play it. I'm just gonna let you guys listen to this.
Have you seen them? Where?
Holy cow, what a glow up. Does it again. So I want to talk about this one, actually. In the show, this creature's called a Mamacore. Look it up on like Star Wars Wiki. Mamacore. It's one word. Mamacore. I don't know. I thought that was a dumbass name. Especially when it's coming from the... What do you call him? The Corin Bumpkin. Like, he's like, you ever seen a Mamacore? Like, what? What are you talking about? So I just made up a new alien species. This is Trask. Like, this is... I think that's a new Disney planet, so... kind of had free reign. There wasn't much to base it on, so I just made something that sounded somewhat like aquatic world sounding Leviathan type of creature. So he goes, ever seen a Corlax feed? I'll let you hear the words.
All right, close enough.
So yeah, there it is. So much better. It just feels natural. I especially for me, like growing up playing Knights of the Old Republic. That's what I expected when I see it brought to life action. That's what I expect. So that I changed anything else here. I'll show you the other Corrin conversation. Yeah, this is new here too. Put some Mandoa in here. I'll let you just listen to this.
Niven Garhar Mandoade.
Kandosi, Jim hi Olaror Tegar.
I've been quested to deliver this child. I was hoping that... Tionjur Garganari Bich Best Gargam.
This armor has been in my family for 3 generations.
Gar Shihat. Gar Naik Mandoad. He's one of them.
Dink Ferric.
One of what?
I am Bo-Katan of Clan Kryze. I was born on Mandalore.
I'm gonna try not to get copyright strike so bad.
Way.
Gar Kuyir Arwedik Mirshkiramud. Niruchui Mandoad.
Boom. So I made Din like so much more standoffish here. It's a little bit of an overreaction from Din, but I wanted to show that. Like, I wrote in my latest update post on Original Trilogy, but at this point, like, he had to fight a freaking crate dragon to get the armor back for the Mandalorian that wasn't even actually a Mandalorian. So now he's just like so pissed off to find like another crew of fake Mandalorians. And his like identity is being directly challenged. What's up, Everest Productions? You're a legend, man. Yeah. It's classic Mandoa from Karen Travis, Public Commando novels, a lot of the older EU stuff. There's a lot of good dictionaries and all out there that you can pull from and put that stuff together. Even with the garbled tentacle speak, can still feel the disingenuousness in the Corrin's voice when he's suggesting they have a look. I think you're saying like with his tone of voice, you can tell he's being like an asshole, kind of. And Din's like just cautious enough. He's not expecting that. If that's what you mean, yeah. I sifted through 10 minutes of Knights of the Old Republic Corrin lines, and I would like categorize them based on their tone, and then I had to pick the right ones that fit. Last change here, man, in the show, Din like walks away so slowly. I just had to remove a lot of frames. Like, he jets off right away after this accusation. He's out. I thought it better fit like the tone of the lines he just delivered. Like, he's pissed. He's being an asshole to them right now. His identity as this Death Watch cult member is being challenged, and he's not happy. Play some more Corrins.
Get the hell out of my way. Move.
He didn't kill your brother. I did.
There we go. There's your Quarren payoff after 50 minutes of side tangents. So I think that's about like all the major changes I did in that film. Skimming through, seeing if there's anything big. Yeah, just some minor stuff in the end. I think it helps those scenes so much. I'll do that again for the. I don't even know if I'm going to use any Quarrens in season 3. I mean, I know I'm going to cut the makeout scene. Anyways, I guess that's all I wanted to demo. Part of this, I was just going to start editing Book 4 live, so if you're interested in just watching me update this last movie, you're welcome to stick around. I think that's all for the review of the last book. Oh yeah. If you haven't seen, I put the. Oops, that's the wrong movie. Oh, I just deleted it. Yeah, I put the Shadow Council scene right in here. So we've like, according to my edit, we don't really know that. Well, I guess you see like Gideon exit the TIE fighter at the end of season 1, and since I like just restructured all the episode order, the first we're hearing of Gideon is right here. And if you guys notice, I actually had to do VFX here to remove his mustache. There's still, I guess, that when you go like frame by frame, you can still see slight hints of it. I tried as much as I could to get rid of it. And I actually lightened up his hair because, and then in this scene, I put a mask on every single Gideon scene, and I darkened his hair color because in the season 3 it's like really gray. He grays really fast apparently, especially like Disney Plus says that I think all 3 seasons of The Mandalorian happen within a year, which is just like holy cow, Gideon, glow down, looks minning. So I had to do some stuff to keep it consistent, but it plays really cool when you just see like, Gideon's return for the first time. I think it was fine for Gideon to return once, because like when he returned at the like when he was shown not to have died in season 1, it's like he was a new character. He came in at the last episode, so it wasn't this like, okay, now we've been battling him for an entire season, and then he's beat again, and oh, he's back again. Oh man, that's such a bad idea. And unfortunately, that's something I can't fix in season 3. Like it's too integrated into the retaking of Mandalore. What I do to try and fix it is like intersperse a lot more references about Gideon throughout the entire season. Just so there's some sort of build up and payoff. Like, okay, he's being transferred in prison. You know, I rearranged the scene where like the rebel pilot guy finds the crashed prison ship and all. So I had to build it up, but yeah, this scene playing out right after here, it works so well, and I've reframed this whole conversation so when Gideon's asking for reinforcements here and more resources for his protection, it's not like the Imperial Guard he gets in Mandalorian season 3. We'll see that payoff like right away. Like as he takes control of this Imperial Council, now the reinforcements he's been hinting at, it's his Dark Troopers. So it's like he's established himself like as the leader of the Shadow Council essentially now. He's been casting doubt on Thrawn. And so you've built up this like villain presence, and this is like the first time it's really been built up. You know, he's in the end of season 1 just for an episode, goes down, comes out with a Darksaber, and you're like, holy cow, he's got a Darksaber. If you remember like what you thought in 2019 when that happened. So yeah, try and build him up a little bit more. So yeah, I think Shadow Council fits really well there. And it's cool to see more of the Empire involvement over time. All right, if I'm going to continue editing this, I am probably going to have to mute some of the audio because I will get copyright struck into oblivion if I just play this thing straight. I'll turn it on and off here and there. I'm going to turn it on. Who cares? This is my first stream. If I get a strike, I've never gotten one before.
In the morning.
Watch my channel get deleted as soon as I decide to start investing in my channel a little bit. So when I'm doing the reviews, since especially book 4, I would say was the most complete out of any of them already, so it's going to be some more minor changes. I love the color grading map I did for Ahsoka. She looks very cartoony, which I think is a good thing for this show. She looks really... It's a stupid Disney Plus, puts that dull gray color filter on everything, and gosh, it mutes her colors. I think she looks great. And throw some saturation on there, change the color hue a little bit of this whole entire planet. I'm trying to remember what color map I put on it. So when I'm doing the color grading, guys, I actually... Maybe this isn't the most technically sound thing. I know it's not. My videographer would probably scold me for this. But I go straight into the concept art. I think it's so much more creative. When you compare my planet's color palettes to the Disney Plus show, you'll see I give each world so much more identity. Because George's planets look so distinct. Geonosis is very orange. Tatooine is very yellow. I'd say Kashyyyk is more gray. In Episode 3, Kamino, of course, super blue. So they get so dull in The Mandalorian, especially when they're so much more limited on their scene, set locations. How many times have they freaking filmed in the California desert? Man, that looks so bad in Kenobi. So I regrade the planets pretty extreme. I think I made this one a lot more blues and yellows in here, which looked like the concept art, whereas in the show it's just a dull gray. And I get it, they wanted to show this worn out world. But when all of your worlds look like that, it gets a little boring. Ever's production editing as well. Hey, nice. It's a night for editing. What else are we going to do on a Friday night? Or are we going to go socialize out in person at a bar? What the heck? We don't do that kind of thing. We edit. Working on a Kenobi video for this week. Cool. I am... A soundstage fake desert. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The stupid volume. Tatooine looked so bad on the volume in Kenobi. That final scene where Owen Lars and stupid third sister. Holy crap, that was the worst looking volume. The Obi-Wan v Vader fight was one of the worst volume usages I've seen too. Ah, what a shame, Shoya. I actually don't have a local bar. I've got one brewery here that yeah, Goop. Oh, look, we're all just you guys should live stream. We'll all be in each other's live streams while we're editing our own things. I'm setting up a new camera here tomorrow. I'm actually gonna probably stick my face on it here sometime soon once I get all the lighting set up enough. Anyways, yeah, it's bad. Yeah, I got one brewery nearby that I like, but I get the growlers. I do like the takeout beers. I just say, give me something on tap. Just let me drink it in my office while I freaking edit. I'm not drinking alcohol right now, though. It doesn't really blend well with quality editing. Yeah, the other desert planet. Yeah, I think it's... I forget what name of the planet. Mapuzo. That's right. Look at that. The planet Mapuzo in Kenobi. Yeah, it's Nevada, and it looks so bad. Like you gotta at least like regrade the sand or something. Like make it really red or like a dark purple or bluish. I don't know, anything other than okay. I'm in California, Nevada desert now. All right, I'm gonna get to some actual editing. I've been just rambling, and I actually wanted to like work tonight in this edit. Feel free to, keep distracting me and make me forget to edit. But I'm gonna start listening to some stuff. Everest, I get your advice actually. When you live stream edit, I know you're not working as much with like these official shows that will gonna get you copyright blasted. If you could let me know if you have any advice on that, like how wrecked am I gonna get if I just like play the desktop audio sound as I'm editing this? What's it gonna do to me? Battlestar Galactica and just roto out the actors and hue shift the background. Yeah. That's old school editing, but it's awesome. I mean, it's better than. I'm pretty sure like I removed one of her lines about he shouldn't be trained or something like that, and I made it look more like she, yes, affirmatively does want him trained now, but not by her because she has this mission for Thrawn right now. But she's like supportive, but it can't be me right now. But I know I removed some of her hesitancy at the end as well, because I thought that was like a good character progression for her in this episode to go from this like initial fear. Fear is not the Jedi way. This is like prejudging Grogu based on her own fears, which is, like I guess a very Galactic Republic-y era Jedi thing to do. But it doesn't really fit in with the theme of like post Revenge of the Jedi, post ROTJ, NJO, which is what I'm trying to build up to. Like essentially, I want this to feel like a lead up to NJO type of storytelling. So I want those themes present in our characters, and it's really gonna change how I approach. I've already redone Luke's voice lines where he's talking to Grogu in the Book of Boba Fett episodes, where it's not this like choose between attachment thing. It's choose what you want to do. Being a Jedi is a serious commitment, but I'm not like banishing you from all attachments. It's the awesome EU plotline where Luke evolves the Jedi Order past the mistakes. He doesn't abandon the Force. He develops his own philosophy of the Force. Give me just a second. I got a kid running down here. A little Grogu's coming down. Sorry, my daughter had to show me her newly painted fingernails and toenails. Good night, Farah. There we go. All right, back to it. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of that character development for Ahsoka. What do you think about her hesitancy to train Grogu? Should she evolve past that? That kind of stuff.
I will not stop.
Excuse me. What the heck is happening here? What are her like? It's like the. It's like there's a hilt, and there's a hilt, and like maybe you'd say one blade is like perfectly behind the other one. Now that I'm looking at it, that lightsaber effect does not look high quality just in general. Yeah, I don't know how and then she beheads him. No, okay. So that's her left hand over here, I guess. Yeah, that looks too short though. Like that blade is way too short. There's multiple things about this that look off. Yeah, that's too short. I'm trying to think if there's any way to fix it. She ignites her lightsabers out of each other. What, like they go together in the middle? Do they actually like meet? The blade. That I actually have never read the Ahsoka novel. I need to do that at some point. I've read like most every Star Wars book, but I never got around to that. Not the canon ones, so that's probably why. Man, I mean, I'm fine with that then. It's just that blade is so short. Looks kind of weird. But, dude, freaking love this. Why don't we see more of this? A blaster scattergun. 2, 3, 4. This is the stuff I check. I'm counting how many blaster bolts it looks like there are there. Is that one? It almost looks like there should be 5. But then only 4 come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dang it! Yeah. I need to clone one of these. I need to do another one. Let me see. Guys, when I do my edits, I will literally take like 20 minutes on stuff like this for... This is a single frame. But it looks like there should be 5. And there's only 4. There should be one right here. Wait, let me see. That one would try. That looks good. Other than the angle of that is not going to hit the same spot. Not perfect VFX on their end, but I think adding just one part of it's like, okay, do I have to get it exactly right? No, I need to make it just not look distracting when it happens. And when I watched this, I immediately thought, okay, that looks cool, but something looks off. So I'm going to try and do this really simply. Let me go in and take just one single frame. Duplicate it. Oops. No, gosh dang it. Let me... just going to try and like hand draw a mask. Which one should I take? Probably that one. And in we go. Zoom in. Enhance. Sent me something on Discord. Oh, cool. That's perfect. It's like a perfect comparison. Oh, come on. 240 pixels? What the heck? Okay. So there is some sort of feature where they do that, I guess. I need to like research some lore on how that happens. I would say the problem in this is that it looks so slow. Okay. Now that I'm seeing that comparison, that's what's off in this other one. Yeah, like, yeah, sometimes that little stuff that like, I mean, this is genuinely something nobody on Earth is going to notice except me. But as we were saying earlier, edit for yourself. Like, when I rewatch this show, when I show this to my kids one day, it's going to be my version, and I'm going to have such pride in these 5 shotgun blasts rather than 4. See, I'm doing this really haphazardly because it's literally just one single frame. Okay. Yeah, let's take this, and then I want to. I always get so confused when it just blows my mind. There we go. So let's move that like over there first. All right. Oh, dang it. That doesn't look right. Hold on. Oops. I'm dragging it like this is an actual asset that I made. I need the rotation. Probably want to make this one a little smaller. I gotta zoom out. Oops. Hey. Oh, dang. Okay, get off my mask so I can see. Honestly, that doesn't look too bad already. I'll touch it up a little bit. Yeah, nah, that needs a little. That needs to move. I hate. I don't need to see all my points. If I click that. Oh, nope, that's not gonna. There we go. It needs to rotate. Ooh. Okay. Now I think that looks good right there. Like that's a clone. Yeah, that looks good now. I am happy with that. Now the only thing is, I think it takes too long. Cause I mean, these are like, all of theirs are like hitting basically. I mean, that should be like one frame. All of these need to hit like at the same time in one frame, ideally. This delay is odd, I think. I'm thinking I probably want to cut these 2 frames. Again, action sequence. But she's like flat-footed standing there. So at most, I can get away with probably. Might just do this. 2 frames. Might be 1 frame. It's literally 1 frame. They all hit. The angles aren't going to work out, guys. That's odd how they did that. That looks fine though, like when it's running fast now, and having that 5th one, like that looked natural because we see 5 explosions. So it was throwing me off earlier, like 5 explosions, but your mind for a split second sees 4 bolts. So you just, hey, something looked weird, and you gotta dive in and figure it out. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, and it's fast enough. I like it. I've done my duty. Look, that only took like 6 or 7 minutes. That's odd. Can't remember. I'm trying to figure out what happens here. He like. Okay, they're probably 7 feet away from each other right here. Turns. Shoots. What a face. Ugh. Taking a shit. Yeah, like surprisingly, that one single frame change, like deleting 1 frame and adding another blaster, like, yeah, a little improvement. So he fires another shotgun blast. And okay, she's bringing up her Shoto lightsaber, and I guess she, like, makes contact right on the muzzle. But does she actually hit it? Does she reflect it back? Well, that effect looks terrible. I'm having trouble following what's happening here. It's way close here. I don't know. She blocks all 5 shots with the one Shoto. Where did they go? Where did they reflect to? And then he, like, swings back like he got hit, but there's no effect on any of his stuff. He drops it. The best we can say is he shotgun blasts her. She reflects it really close range, like as it's almost like shards of the blasters went out. But let's say they're like really clustered right now. She kind of blocks like all 5 at once, essentially. And I think the best explanation is she reflects them straight back into his gun, which should, like, send it flying. And then that looks bad. I don't know what that is supposed to be now. Left over from where she reflected? I probably want to cut from, like, here and remove these frames. Because then look at his arm placement. He's, like, already swinging back. Yeah, that's probably like 1 or 2 frames difference. So, and then we get rid of that weird, like, extra sparky effect. And probably even get away with just a very simple single frame because it's a big shotgun. I mean, this whole sequence happens so fast, anyways. Here's another idea. I almost felt like that went too fast. It's like, why even show this part? It's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you don't really want to ever cut. But it looks like this might go. Okay, so their 2 cuts are like it's missing probably 1 frame in between. But let me watch it just like this. If we just remove that weird explosion thing. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. That's what we needed. That looks so much better. Fires it, blocks it like point blank. Starts to throw his, like, boom! It like kind of recoils, almost like it, just like the explosion that just happened right at the muzzle. And then she swings back. I don't know what. Does it say she's supposed to cut? Wait, what's it? Okay, that's what's throwing me off now. Why is? Gosh dang! All right, he's right-handed holding this weapon. He shoots right-handed. He gets blasted. His momentum is sending the gun over his left shoulder. It's going over his left shoulder. It's going over his left shoulder. Still left shoulder. I want to check even the stuff I cut. Yeah, I mean, it's left shoulder, left shoulder, left shoulder. It's flying over his left shoulder. Still is, even when we cut back to it. So somebody tell me, pray tell, why is his gun going over his right shoulder? That's on the right side. Son of a bitch. Okay. Goes down. It's still on the right side. How did that happen? I mean, okay, I know it didn't happen from different takes, but I think all of this can be fixed with a simple... Yep. Let's get rid of it from here. Let me see if a simple horizontal flip will fix what's going on here. Where did I put those? No, I like that up here. I have two different editing computers that I work on, so one of them isn't really as set up as much. Yes, the old cutting nothing. Yeah, that happens a lot in these shows. Okay, horizontal flip. Okay. I mean, instantly, just as one frame, that feels smooth because we're now seeing it from the other camera angle. But our Ahsoka's movement's going to be wrong. So her left arm is over her right shoulder. Left arm over right shoulder. Yeah, dang it. So it fixes him but breaks her. Because now she's flipped. He flips in the show, but if I... Oh my gosh. I need... She's facing him. I'm making sure I'm like not doing something dyslexic here. I mean, this is definitely wrong with her. Right arm over left shoulder. Yeah, it's... I can't flip it because she's wrong. Okay. Let's try... As Goob mentioned, I don't like that she cuts nothing. Like, I can't tell if the director wanted it to look like she cuts his gun when she swings back down, because there was no scorch marks at all. I mean, the gun didn't... I mean, even when it hits the ground, there's no damage to it. So it's... I feel like this would just be like the recoil of this explosion right at his hands that just blows out of his hands. I think that's what I need to do. It's a little fast feeling. And I don't have any room here, do I? Oh, okay, no. Here's what I need to do. I need to get these frames back. Woo, whoa! My mind is breaking now. Wasn't there? Am I losing my mind? Where are those frames? Okay, yeah, I'm just... Give me my frames back. Shotgun. Didn't it cut back to his arm? Okay, that's what I'm looking for, is this frame. Now this is the one where he's like flipped wrong. I'm just trying to see how much I can extend. That can't be flipped for sure. So that's the thing where, yeah. Okay. How many more frames do I have? She's like just starting a downward swing. I don't want that. I could start here maybe, because he's facing the right way. Do I even have enough? Yeah, there's no point in 2 frames though. Let's try this. Is that is flipped. Okay. I know there's part of it that's good for a flip. I think that looks like his body is slanted the right way now. He should be off to the left. The way the gun just drops obviously doesn't match his momentum in no matter what I do. Won't give you audio, but have you tried using flow frames to double frame rates and then speeding half the shot? That's interesting. I've not used flow frame software. Yeah. No, let me play this live and see if this did work. It still feels a little abrupt. Let me make sure it's... Oops. I hate that Adobe did that. Oh my gosh. It didn't used to do this where you like shrink it into nothing. Okay, part of it is... Let's compare this. Yeah. Okay, listen to the sound effect here. Like, that sounds like a shotgun. That's also what's doing some of it. Let me see if I can take the sound effect from his first shot. Where are you? Is it this? Oh, it's past this. Come on. Where are you hiding?
So you're through in with the Jedi.
Oh, no, I'm looking where he's hunting Din now. Son of a gun. Why? Why is this spot so hard for me to find? Oh, it's like updating so... Dude, I got a... My PC is a 14900K with a 4080 Super, so... I don't know why it's going so slow in updating this. Okay, let me just... I'm getting close now. Let me just make this 1/4 playback. I don't know why it's taking me so long to find this one frame. My mind just like melted. And I'm not drinking. I didn't even get my growler. And there's all the stuff that I cut. It's like making me not remember. I know I reorganized so much of this. Gosh dang it, where is in the real show? Where does she... I cannot find this. What is going on? I'm just gonna have to play through this and find where it is in the real show. Wait, why? I don't know, it feels like so cartoonishly villainous. For no reason. Okay, there's a Jedi in here. I don't know. I removed so much of her overly villainous aspect, and I wanted this to be almost like a moral dilemma situation where she's, again, yeah, she's corrupt, but she's not just like an outright murderer. Just massacring villagers for fun. I thought it built some more tension of like, we're focused on this Thrawn mission. Steam. That's not what I wanted.
Please, no!
See, this is why I get so confused, is because in mine I don't put it in there yet. So I'm like watching one sequence of events in my edit, and then I gotta find out what actually happened, and then find out where it is. It should be like right here, right? Not gonna. Okay. Oh, and I'm looking for this sound. I finally found it, and I completely forgot why I was looking for it. Even that's like doesn't sound as deep as I want. Maybe I can, because we're gonna be very close range for this. I think this is where I was. It's way over here. So I want the sound effects to like kick in like right here. See if I can just throw some, maybe some little bit of reverb. Sounds. I'm not like hearing a clear blaster shot. Let me mute some of these so I can figure out. Okay, that's the. That's the lightsaber track. Having the 5.1 audio is so nice. So I can get rid of all of these. It's only track 3 is the only one that brought in the blaster sound effect. That's odd. You can... Oh, yeah. That starts to sound a little better. It's too soft is the thing. That makes it way worse. Cover your ears. That's actually not bad. Need to fade that a little bit at the end, and this sound is gonna make up for it, but I want it to get like a little harsher. That's not bad now. It's way better than what they had in there. So let's try it with sound. A lot better. I might be happy with that. And now watching it with the sound effect. I think I like it. I think I'm happy now. Let me know if you guys see anything else that I'm missing, but I'm happy with this segment. I think that fixes shotgun appearance and the sound. And the awkwardness of, like, I have no clue what was happening there before. I think it's not perfect now. I would almost like to... There should still be, like, a little more blaster visual effect radiance here, I think. Maybe like the like I'd want some of this blaster glow down there, and I've done those before in After Effects. It's on my other computer, and I'd have to go up and get my other drive for... It wouldn't be there long. It would probably just be one more frame. We've removed the worst of it, and I like it. The Halo 1 sound effects for the shotgun. Ooh. I like that idea. I'm gonna YouTube that now and see if I can hear it. Shotgun sound effects. I love doing this type of stuff in my edits, so. Sounds pretty good. So is that an energy weapon? Or I don't want it to sound like too like ballistic. I kind of like the sound of that first one. Sound effect, but I don't think it fits. Huh. I played Halo 1 on the original Xbox, and that's like the last time, so I can't remember if that's an energy weapon. If you have a better video or sound effect, not energy, but if you mix it, yeah, okay. Mix it into the original, or you make it so the higher tones, yeah. It's gonna, yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, for this close range, where this shotgun is happening from. So a video editing thing is like, you want the sound effects to come in like relative to where the camera is, essentially. So like this first one, it's fine for it to be a little farther away because the camera's like up here on the roof. So I went to hear how it sounds from this rooftop, which is what, probably 10 feet up. So that's yeah, it's probably around 10 feet. She's at the top, so she's probably 13, 14 feet up. Even that one's a little soft. I want to... It just needs more volume. Oh, that's not going to work because that's the same exact one. Sounds better. Alright. I'm going to put the Halo thing in there. And I might even put it over that first one. I like a lower volume. I'm just downloading a YouTube video of it. I don't know where else I could get this sound effect. I'm just gonna turn it into an MP3. Nine Inch Nails, Hurt. What a great song. To see if I still feel. Okay. Sync them up. The sound should start right here. Yeah. It blends well enough as is. I think this is gonna work, Goob. That's a good idea. Oh, it's nice, and I'm even just throw like some of this on here a little bit. that does it. Ooh. Oh, you sent me a better version? Just infinite improvement going on here. Sound resource. Sure, I'll trust that forever. Because I trust Goop. There you go, we're friends now. Oh wow, this is such an old school website. This is cool. I've never been on here. So I'll listen to it and compare. Oh shoot! Dang! You gave me. You just gave me all of Halo. Which one am I supposed to do? I thought it was gonna be like one single file. That's funny. Was it Shotgun Fire? Check the chat. Wow, how is that fire? That does have like a little more pop. Though I think the one I was using wasn't Halo 1. It was one of the other Halos for that gun. So this sounds like you're... It is a little like muffled, like the old school audio encoding. So I think what I have in there works now. But I'll save this in case I need other sound effects. How many video games? Does this have like just a million video games? Yeah, it's Shotgun 650. That's what I was looking at. Okay. Alright, let's just throw it in there just to see. Oh, it's zipped. Just use all the shotgun sounds. It honestly gives it a little bit of depth too. Okay, that sounds pretty powerful. I actually like the combo of them. Just stacking shotgun on shotgun on shotgun. Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm definitely gonna bookmark that. It's almost. Okay, the last thing I want to change here. I think I need to change some of the timing of this one a little bit, but you just need to move like one frame over. I want the second one to be a lot louder than the first one is the thing. Like this one should be like... This needs a lot more like bass. What do I have on here? I'm not gonna like any of their presets. Do they have a bass boost? Why is that not an essential sound? I know it's gonna be an effect somewhere, isn't it? Nope, I threw my effects up here. Let's see, what can I throw on here? It's like, it's loud enough. It's too loud. But it's not giving me... I don't think it's just volume, is it? I just feel like it's gonna break my ears. That's what. Okay, that's also throwing me off. I don't need the shotgun shell hitting the ground. Oh, part of it hitting the ground too. Okay. That sounds better. That might work. I think that's pretty good. That thing looks... Dude, when they mentioned this, that there was like HK units in this for the first time, I don't know. These kind of let me down. They don't live up to the... I guess I'm happy that they at least thought to care enough about us EU fans to do it, but don't call them... They're in Ahsoka too, aren't they? And they're kind of cheeks in that show. What is such a weird motion? And that's like... That's just bad VFX there. Oh, gosh. Ew. Yeah, I need to cut that. I don't even need that. Like, I'd cut from here. Recoloring Grievous currently frame by frame. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's what he reached out to me last year and asked me, I think it was like for one of the Starfighters, if I would help and recolor something frame by frame. I think it's such a great project. I might reach out again now that I'm back on track with some stuff. If he still needs help, yeah, let me know, Google. Might pitch in once I finish up this series. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna cut this because this, like he doesn't move. Like his ass stays in the same spot. He's not like rolling up. He's just like, it's like made of ice. He's just like really floating. So that it looks weird. I don't know why he did that. Someone thought the flip would look cool, but it doesn't. Sorry, it's not insulting. What are you recoloring specifically on Grievous that's wrong? That's like not canon. I like that now. And it's just me. Tell me if you guys like these kind of transitions. I did this like really clearly in my Way of Mandalore book 2, where like Boba is leaving the Pike office and he opens a door and he's like walking out of the door on Tatooine, and then I cut to Din, who's also walking out of a door, but it's like the other camera angle. So like one, we see Boba walking away from the camera, and then the camera cuts and it's Din walking towards the camera. And it takes your mind a second to realize, oh, we've switched scenes, but that was really smooth. And there's something like visually satisfying about that. Having that moment of confusion for just a split second, but then they're like, oh damn, that was kind of smooth. So I think what I could do better here, if I horizontal flip this, yeah, thank you. So you're recoloring. Oh yeah. Okay. He is very. He's very pasty. Yeah, I guess so. You're making like the tan color. That's a lot of work. That's cool. Okay. So what I wanted to happen here was that actually looks better already just with that horizontal flip, because before he's like moving left to right and we switch and it's just instantly right to left, which is like really disorienting. We don't have a clear sense of what direction he's going anymore. So it's better visually if we just see him moving the same way. So now it's like the camera looped around his back to look that way rather than like complete flip-flop. I'm also revoicing him. Whoa, that's cool. You actually have a... Oh, so you're doing like the new Clone Wars voice for him, or are you doing like movie Grievous? That's cool if you made like a functioning model that can reproduce Grievous lines well. I don't know, that would be hard to do. I feel like that personality, like, yes, I get it. This is like, it's overly yellow, I would say a little bit. It's a little orangey, but it gives it so much personality. Maybe I'm overcompensating for how much I hate the gray-brown filters. It looks like, if you have ever played Mass Effect 1, you would go to like these worlds you're exploring, and there would be like different suns in the sky. And it would, like, different classes of suns or stars. So it would, like, it affects the entire environment, and I want to see more of that in Star Wars, where it's like, this is like a different kind of sun. It's a different class of sun, so everything, and then it's filtering through like an atmosphere with who knows what in it. So I like in Star Wars when you even oversaturate, or like overcolor grade looks better than undercolor grading is what I'll say. Like, no, does that look like regular human Earth skin? No, but who knows how the sun is affecting his skin tone over the years, and then just like how the light from this star visually appears. Running an ancient version of Audacity, cool. I started with Audacity. That was probably the first ever editing thing I ever got. Like, when did that come out? I feel like I was using it by 2010, 2011. I'm sure it came out before then. With old school plugins to form the bass, run an AI voice model, yep. Then mix it all with the OG performance. Cool. Yeah, I like that. That's some good ideas. I can't wait to hear a demo of that. Alright, I gotta finish this up. I want to go eat and watch Invincible. I wish you would have done something other than just like smack it with the other side. Something did look odd. Yep, see? I'm gonna mess... dang it. Okay. Look what's happening. Ahsoka is pushing with her right arm down toward What's her name? What's her freaking name? Gosh, I can't remember. If somebody knows, put that in the chat for me. I hate saying the magistrate. I hate that word for some reason. It's a mouthful. Okay, so she's pushing down here. She doesn't move the Beskar spear at all, which I guess is fine. Oh my gosh, but like that does not line up whatsoever. I need to cut just like 2 frames there to simulate, because we can just see her Shoto saber coming up to make contact, but Magistrate shouldn't be moving. That needs to be the next frame. So cut just like 2 frames out of here, so that's the next frame we see. Oh. Don't want to lose any of that sound effect. Yeah, that's good. That's so much better. Now again, I just think it's like like, oh, what is this attack? Let me just smack the other side of it. And it, like, it's odd. It, like, that's kind of cool. It bounces, like, off the spear. And Ahsoka's, like, it, like, slides down. Ahsoka's, like, pushing up. Those don't match up very well either, but I can't tell which way the spear is moving there. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, that's fine. You know, they're testing each other's strength right here. Just feels like an arm wrestle, basically. Yeah, that with those deleted frames. How did Ahsoka? Yeah, well that. Oh, you're sending me into a coughing attack. Yeah, I think you got to say Ahsoka's not trying to damage her here. I mean, she literally takes her saber off that spot and just hits it on the same exact spot with her other saber. I guess why not swing under anything? I don't know. Again, just feeling each other out. Shoot his shotgun again here. Am I gonna have to redo all those effects? Back in here. Yeah, we're pretty good. I like most of this. Hold on, let me see. That's good. That's cool. That's good choreography there. I wish I could get that closer. And I'm probably gonna remove this, like, those few. Yeah, like, look, her arms are already up again. Maybe I cut this thing. There's just some, like, weird continuity stuff going on here. So she's, like, twirling, and if I just skip this, like, weird poke that's, like, too far, weird. Can I just go straight into here and it looks fine? Well, it looks like her... No, she should be facing the other way. Dang it. How did she get facing that way? Yeah, they... She's holding this thing that way. Gosh dang it, not this again. This just happens in different takes and different... She's facing that way. But then... Yeah, she's just flipped out of nowhere. My brain's slowing down with ideas too. I was just demoing if I could run this in reverse and it makes more sense. She's facing that way. it's fast enough that... Is this something... I need to check if I messed this up. I'm wondering if I, like, made it... I didn't catch this on something else I tried to change a different time. Where is that pokey attack? Sequence is the pokey thing. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Let's see if it was... Yeah, it's the damn show. Dang it! Freaking Disney. They flipped her. They rotate everything and there's like... Her arms are down. How do you go from that to that? Or could you add a lightsaber glow to behind Ahsoka for the stab move? That would imply her saber is in the right location for the next shot. Like a glow down here. What? Oh, well, like actually put a lightsaber blade, almost like she's holding it at her hip, and it's like up at an angle here. Her lightsabers are like pointing down right here, I guess. And her arms are over her head 1 frame later. Who did this? Why? Put it down. Yeah, and you could have the blade come up. That would look better to still see that, but then how do you get from this frame to this frame? Magistrate has flipped, and then her arms are just from her hips to her head. I mean, my initial idea here is I need to find some other time where her arms are like down, even if it's like another segment. Like, yeah, I probably need to switch to this. Like, skip that essentially, and like start from here. That's a nice combat face. I like that. Still nonsensical, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it would help for sure to see the blade sticking up, because then it's like, okay, within a frame, your mind can think her arm moved like really, really fast. It's definitely better. But I'm wondering if I can take this here and integrate this instead. Yeah, I need to recut a lot of this. Let me... I think I need to start from here on that shot. Alright, I think my brain is tapped out though on being able to implement this, so I'm gonna call it a night there. This was fun, guys. Thanks for everybody who stuck around. Would definitely love to watch some of your editing videos too. I think YouTube could use a lot more of the fan editing community, like sharing and showing stuff to each other like this. So that's why I decided to finally just go more public with some of my stuff. Last feedback here. Flip the stab move, then integrate it into that footage and cut the opening fight choreography. Okay, I'm gonna like copy and paste that comment into a notepad over here so I can save that and try to do that tomorrow. Cool. Yeah. I'm gonna wrap it up. It's where I am, almost midnight, and I gotta go eat dinner. And like I said, Invincible. I want to watch that episode, so that's gonna be it for tonight. That was how far did I get? I got from minute 16 through 29 ish. Right, 13 minutes through this film. Not bad. And I spent 90% of this thing just ranting about corns anyway, so this was fun, guys. Thank you so much to everybody who's here. I'll do it again sometime. And again, I'd love to see some of your stuff on YouTube too. So that's going to be a wrap for me. Good night. May the force be with you. And what is it? Rotation-y? If Troy is in here, he's going to make